Hello to all my friends out there. So I just made bread, but I used the Smart and Final flour, and I didn't like the bread. And my son is coming over, and we want to have a little meal. I will eat the bread. You know, I will toast it, and I will have sandwiches. But I made this one. This is probably the best. Right here is the best bread recipe you are ever going to get. And if you divide it in half, it makes 4 perfect rolls. And if you make rolls, you can make them like open-faced sandwiches. So I have, let's see, I had 1/2 cup milk and 3/4 cups water to equal 1 cup. And I heated that, you know, until it was warm. And then I added, let's see, 1 tablespoon sugar and 2.5 teaspoons yeast, and I let that activate for a while. And then when I saw that, you know, it had activated, I added 1 tablespoon butter and a little pinch of salt. So for this bread, I want to use half wheat bread and wheat flour and half white flour. Okay, so, you know, the food pyramid, they suggest more healthy grains. Okay, for the bread, all I'm going to use is maybe, I'm going to start out with like a half cup. Let's see what happens. So they suggest more healthy grains. So one of the best ways you could get healthy grains is if you got whole grain bread. Whole grain Cheerios. Now you guys, I'm not just saying Cheerios because Misha's family won $1 million. Although to tell you the truth, if she hadn't won the $1 million, I never probably would have eaten a Cheerio in my life. But look, it's 5 whole grains. Look, there's Ellen. She's so lovable to all her fans. I still can't get over that. I cannot get over that. But this is a good source. Hi, Ellen. Thanks for giving Misha's uncle $1 million. They had 4 little boys. That was most heartwarming. But anyway, okay. Needless to say, we're grateful to Ellen and we're grateful for Cheerios. But last night, in the middle of the night, you know, normally in the middle of the night, you've seen me, I eat all kinds of things in the middle of the night. I'm eating Cheerios in the middle of the night. That seems to be a good little snack with milk. Mainly, you just want to have some wholesome food. You know, one of the things I will be working on is I will be working on cheap food, but quality nutrition. You know, fairly good nutrition. Cheap, but, you know, because I realized, you know, when we went to get the free food, if all the food you had was canned food, you had healthy grain food, but no milk. You had no butter, but you had peanut butter. I'm not saying be ungrateful, but I'm saying realize what in this world is going to happen to you. You had no oil. Remember the story? And I'm glad to the follower who told me about World War II when they had no oil. Oh, you think that's World War II? World War II, nothing. That is going on every single day in America. Make sure you stockpile. What I did is I bought 4 cubes of butter, and I'm using 1 cube, and I have the rest of the butter in the freezer, so nothing happens to my margarine. So I want approximately half wheat flour and half white flour, but I want to lean a little bit heavier on the white flour. Now what this bread is really for is for bread and gravy. And if you make 4 small loaves, you could make them in 4 small loaf pans, but you know, why strain yourself? Just okay, see how the bread is forming its own little bread dough practically. So that was a good little sandwich. I'm still on the subject of bread. Yesterday, you know, we went to get the bread, and it was nice bread too. But I think that bread is the markdown bread. You know, in the stores, I bought 2 loaves of really nice markdown bread, 1 raisin bread and 1 rye bread at Vaughn's. So Wednesday and Thursday is the days, you know, they get all the food in. You want to buy your produce on. Now today I was at 99¢ only, and they were stocking all the shelves. They're getting ready for the people who get paid. I think it'd be the 1st and the 15th every other week. I used to know when that was. I worked in salons that's the way we got paid, and it was great because then I would know when everybody else was going to be coming in to get their hair done. Yesterday I mentioned to one of the followers, one of the things that I love the most is all my life, you know, I worked in salons, and there's heavy smells of chemicals. And so now that I'm retired, I don't smell any chemicals and stuff. So, you know, when I was in the outhouse, okay, so what I put in here was some lard. So anyway, when I was in the outhouse, because I had to go to the bathroom really bad, I was almost deathly ill for several hours, which goes to show you how bad odors are. But when you smell them all the time, you know, you're used to it, but it's still bad for you. And I was thinking, wow, I'm glad I'm out of that job. I don't miss it, not one bit. I would go in there from 8 until 8. Okay, and you know, a lot of this stuff is labor intensive, and you know, you might not want to make bread. So I was thinking the best thing would be, after, you know, these experiences for the last few weeks, the best thing would be that markdown bread, where you would get the $4 loaf of bread for like $2. I'd say yesterday we got, I'd say maybe like $10 worth of bread free. That's to be grateful too, you know. How many people are going around no bread? And then as soon as you can, get your act together and start stockpiling. You know, 99¢ stores and Dollar Tree are a good resource. I've had good luck with Dollar Tree on their flour. Probably your best bet is Walmart. Okay, so now I will have 4 small loaves of bread, and these will expand to take up the entire pan, and I'll have quite a bit of bread. And this will taste good with my hamburgers and gravy. Okay, you guys, God bless you all.